Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is early where I am here in southeastern Wisconsin, but I wanted to do a quick stream. This is really more of an announcement. It has recently come to my attention from my publisher that my book, my little green book, as I call it, How to Be Better at Almost Everything, has recently been selected to be an Amazon Deal of the Month. What a great honor that is. And this is really cool because it makes the book just $4, just $4 for this book. So I had to mention it, obviously, because it's my book. And $4 is a really good deal. I think the hardcover of this book typically kind of swings between $15 and $22. I don't set the price. The publisher does. Amazon does. But I obviously like to mention when there's a deal going on. So I will link it in the comments, but if you just go to Amazon and search for my book, it will pop right up if you want a copy. And I wanted to mention a few things. One is this: if you decide to grab a copy, and I believe the deal is good for Kindle or hardcover, as long as the hardcovers are still available. If you decide to grab a copy and you email me and you let me know, you can just send your receipt at Pat Flynn at chroniclesofstrength.com. I'll send you some of the original bonuses we gave away with the book. They're really cool. A lot of like one-page skill building cheat sheets. We've got practice plans for logic, for fitness, for handstands, for pull-ups, you name it. I'll give you all that, just the original bonuses if you want that. So what is this book about for those who don't have a copy? Well, it's sort of my generalist manifesto. And the idea is it's better to be different than it is to be the best in many situations. And to be a generalist is somebody who learns to form many different skills and then also learns how to stack those skills to form competitive and creative advantages in life. So I first explain the theory of generalism. I then explain the theory of skill stacking. And then I talk about meta skills. And then I talk about skill development, how to get better at the things you want to get better at in an efficient way and not be a hack. That's the key. Sometimes people think if this book is about being a jack of all trades, master of none. I think that's false. I think you can be a master at many different things. And I want to show you how in this book. So here's a quick peek at the table of contents. There it is. I talk about freedom for excellence, how disciplining your desires actually gives you more freedom, especially in certain skills. I mean, we have the guitar here, right? I have more freedom to play my musical instrument when I follow a set of rules, when I practice according to those rules, when I discipline myself. So I make strong connections between sort of initial restrictions and long-term freedom, right? Initial restrictions, discipline creates longer-term freedom and overall happiness and flourishing too. There's a little moral philosophy in here for those who like philosophy. There is other philosophy in here as well. I then talk about the principles of generalism. I've got different rules like the rule of 80%, the rule of short-term specialization. A good generalist I talk about is really a short-term specialist, somebody who knows how to go as far as they need for as long as they need and then pivot and then switch skills. Yeah, a lot of good principles in there. I then also just talk about specifically how to practice, how to organize and get the most out of practice sessions. I talk about certain techniques such as isolation, integration, and improvisation, how to isolate certain aspects of a skill that you're stuck on so you can get over the sort of speed humps, how to integrate them quickly towards an outcome, and then how to really achieve mastery by learning how to improvise with various skills, whatever those are: writing, speaking, music, if you're into that, even philosophy, but of course, fitness as well. A lot of fitness in here. Then I talk about meta skills. Meta skills are these sort of fundamental skills that no matter who you are or where you are in life, they're going to help you. These would be skills like logical thinking, the ability to write and communicate well, persuasion. These are such bedrock skills that even a little bit goes a long way. So I talk about what I consider the meta skills that everybody should have and how to develop them. And then the cool thing there is I provide detailed, very specific, but also very brief plans of, hey, here's how you can practice and get better at these things every single day. I then talk about skills you may be interested in, but might not need, and skills you may need, but might not be interested in. So I'm really happy with how this book turned out. It's gotten a lot of really good feedback and good reviews so far. It's also really green. It's the greenest book I've ever seen. And it's just $4 at Amazon. So if you already have a copy, maybe you'd like to get an extra one for some, I don't know, a holiday gift or something. I think this would be, of course I'm biased. It's my book, so I'm gonna be the last person to say anything bad about it. But yeah, I think this would be a good book to gift somebody, right? It's really practical. It's written for the modern age. I think it's got some actual useful life philosophy in here. It's not just a bunch of to-do lists. And it's relatively brief. It's not too long, and people tell me that it's even occasionally funny. So it's four ducks. Yeah, if you give me $4, if you send me $4, I'll send you this book. But otherwise, if you give Amazon $4, they will send you this book. Or I think it's just an Amazon deal. So I'll link that in the show notes. And I would love to hear your thoughts. I know many of you have probably already been through this book. And this book was something of a labor of love. I was kind of in between writing projects. And hey, Roel just says he just bought the book. Thanks, Pat. Well, hey, thanks to you, man. Cheers. Would love to hear your thoughts after. I was in between writing projects. I was actually kind of working on a bunch of different philosophical writing, and the idea just struck me. I wanted to kind of put out, let me back up, right? I'm sorry to ramble, but I think you might find this interesting. This book actually kind of started from an insult. And what I mean by that is somebody wrote me one time and they said, Pat, you seem to have been, successful in the fitness industry, successful as an entrepreneur. But how is this the case? Because you're like not like the biggest, strongest dude around. And, somebody might say, well, that's not, that's rude, but I'm also realistic. Like I get that, right? Nobody has ever confused me for Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not the biggest, strongest dude around. So how is it that I've been able to make a career, and do well, right? Be a successful entrepreneur, in a very noisy industry when I'm clearly not the best at fitness. Like I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, right? I've never won any major fitness competitions that you can think of. Now, I'm not lame, I can do some cool stuff, but so that email really caused me to reflect, and what I came up with was this: is that I'm just a better generalist, right? Is that I've got my skills down in this area, but it's because I've got skills in other areas. I've got backgrounds in writing, I've got backgrounds in marketing, I've got backgrounds in philosophy, economics, some of these formal backgrounds, academic backgrounds, some of these just like being a serious hobbyist about. And what I realized, it was my ability to combine those skills, to stack those skills that allowed me to have competitive and creative advantages that helped me to stand out in areas where there were clearly people that were bigger, stronger, faster than me. And I was like, that has got to become a book in some sense. And I got to try and help people to understand that you don't have to be the best in the world to do something that you love, to have fun doing it, and to even have success doing it. So this is really, it's a manifesto for the people. That's what it's for. It's for the people, right? Because most of us, let's be honest, we're not Michael Phelps. We're not. And trying to be a hyper specialist, the best in the world, it isn't going to work out for us. There's just too many structural disadvantages. But most of us, if not all of us, can become what I call expert generalists. So this book is a book for the rest of us, for the non-Michael Phelps. So $4 on Amazon. Check it out. I'll link it afterwards, but you know where Amazon is. You can check it out there. Let me mention one other book that just came out. It's a philosophy book that you guys might be interested in. So, and there is, by the way, there is philosophy in this book. I do kind of draw from the great Aristotelian Thomistic tradition for freedom when talking about freedom for excellence and disciplining the desires. But this is not technically a philosophy book. This is just a Pat Flynn book. It's about skill building, skill stacking, and learning and doing good with your brain and muscles and stuff like that. All right, this other book that just came out, or in fact, I don't think it's ships till next week, but it's up for pre-order, is a philosophy book, and it's a tribute to Peter Kreeft. He's a pretty well-known philosopher, author of many, many books, and I was invited to contribute to this, and essentially, they just asked a bunch of different thinkers and philosophers to contribute to this volume, to just write an essay, write a chapter related to some of Peter Kreeft's work. So I actually focus on a sort of cumulative case of theistic worldview comparison in here. If some of you have been following my writing in the philosophy world, you'll get a summarized version of that. But there's some really good philosophical and spiritual insights in this book. I'm going to be talking about this more later, probably next week, with my friend John DeRosa, who's another contributor. But if you're looking for just a good, honestly, a good, accessible, but enjoyable philosophy book, you might want to check this one out. And especially if you're a Peter Kreeft fan, I think you're going to really like this. So honored to have been invited to take part in this. This is just out from Ignatius Press, called Wisdom and Wonder. So there you have it. Sorry, got to find my other book. 2 books. My fairly recent book. This is only, I think, 3 years old now. On sale for Amazon, $4. I hope you pick it up. I hope you dig it. I hope you love it. And remember, if you take advantage of the sale, send me an email. I've got some cool bonuses that we gave out when the book first launched for initial launch. I'd be happy to send those to you. Just like good action plans for getting better at things, handstands, logic, push-ups, pull-ups, all that sort of thing. So if you grab the book, email me, patflynn@chroniclesofstrength.com. Give me a little bit of time. Email's been backed up lately, but we will get back to you, I promise. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support you give to my channels, because now we've got the original channel, but we've also got the Philosophy for the People channel. Yeah, got the Substack. Ooh, got the Substack. So, yeah, fun stuff. Happy Saturday. Cheers. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on the next stream. Bye-bye.